Hello, and welcome to Clara's attempt at a bullet journal for the year 2023. Now, I've never tried a bullet journal before, or any type of journal in particular, so all of these designs and numbers are from the top of my head as inspiration strikes me. As you can see, my name is not Clara or Claire, it is Jennifer, a very common name for 20 years straight in all 50 states. When teacher would call my name in class, I had to wait and see which Jennifer they were talking about. Now, I'm starting off light here because I've never done this before, so this is an entirely new concept for me. I am out of my element here. I'm used to drawing characters and designing characters. Designs on paper, not something I really dipped my toes into. So I'm doing some light little highlights. I went ahead and highlighted in purple, and since I made a little scribbly, I added some rough lines to balance it out. Cool thing with being an artist, if you ever make a mistake, you can always use your creativity to balance it out or create something new. And I'm using this really awesome brush marker, which I keep forgetting the name. I'll put the name there. And it's really good for fine lines and thick strokes, and it's been pretty fun. I got it for Inktober, and I've had fun with it since. Now, at this point, the page looks fairly done, but to me it still feels a bit blank. So I'm adding some light designs to the 2023, just to make it pop from where it's sitting. But then I feel the page probably should have a little more on it. So at this point, I grab my blue marker and I start making little petals on the screen page. I do digital art way too much. I've created this cool little pattern. I'm adding some leaves, the yellow for the center, and some nice little black dots to kind of pull it together. I actually ended up liking this pattern a lot. I might play with it in the future. And to frame it all together, I wanted to put a little border. Just a light, fun little border. On the left, I do hope to put some art, maybe if I have time in the future. Now, I was told that page right there never opens, so I guess I got one of the books with that type of binding. Now we're on to the key page, and we have a grid guide. I have task complete, important, and event. Now, there's probably not going to be any events I'm going to, but I have them there just in case. And of course, I wanted to go with some rainbows. I grew up with Lisa Frank and Rainbow Bright, so I always love colors, especially as an artist. Now I'm taking this basic little ink pen and I'm putting a nice outline around the title. Makes the colors really pop out with the black outline. I also do the same thing with the keys. And they didn't look too bad. And of course, I wanted to add a little frame to the sides and a matching rainbow. Still playing around, playing with colors, seeing what works for me. Now I'm adding in the grids. Now some of the videos I looked at for grid guides, my bullet journal had different numbered bullets on the pages. Make sure you count your bullets out and adjust from there so you can get the guidelines you need. Now when I need it, I have an easy little reference to flip back to. Onto the reflections and goals page. 2022 reflections from last year and 2023 yearly goals for quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. For the reflections, I'm going with cooler colors as I am reflecting and the year has passed, and I'm going with warm, bright colors for the goals to keep me motivated. Here I'm going with some fun gradients, starting with lighter greens and into the deeper blues. These Ecoline markers blend pretty well, and these midliners too. Now, I started my art career, art journey, whichever you prefer to call it. I started it late. End of September is when I truly began. So I don't have a whole lot to reflect on. Now, I would say right here, right now, what I did poorly was I started too late. They say, just start, and it's true. You'll never get better if you don't begin. But those mistakes allow you to reflect and learn. And that's one of the only ways someone can get better outside of observation. Now I'm having fun with the marker and doing really rough strokes. Kind of theming it around the pen. And now I'm moving on to my 2023 goals. Going with bright sunset colors. It just seemed a nice, energetic tone to go with. I'm planning to put overall yearly goals in the top. This is something I can reach for throughout the year. And then I'm breaking up smaller goals from quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. And I'll see if I can reach them each quarter. I'm planning to keep them humble. I don't want to put down goals that are over the top or something I could never achieve. We want to keep it realistic. That way every goal I achieve, it's a great milestone. And of course, I gotta have my borders because I think it looks really good on this red one. Here I am putting in the rough strokes in for the quarters. And then it's on to the next page. Brain dump. Well, I decided to have one of those pages in case I never needed to write anything down. So I'll save you the trouble and I will skip ahead. And clicky pin sounds because I can. Now onto the fun page, shop ideas. I've been wanting to start a shop this year. Get a few things rolling. Now I had both pages covered with boxes, but that was unrealistic. There's no way I could cover the boxes full. So I'm keeping it small, and most realistically, I'll be focusing on the top 2 ones for the categories. Now I started creating some more fun little patterns with the flowers. It has a daisy-ish sunflower theme. I don't have many flowers committed to memory, but that's one of the things I definitely want to improve on this year. As I do want to draw realistic backgrounds and make the plants at least look like they're supposed to be plants. I'm using the red pencil as a guideline. Now I'm making rounded boxes, and since I am a pro camera person, I, cut off the bottom, so. And my mind said, just add more flowers. So here I'm adding some nice wild roses to the top left. And some sort of pink flowers here. I'm not sure what they'd be close to, but they look pretty nice. And for some reason, my crazy brain said, let's do wisteria, which is a lot of stippling. And there's nothing wrong with stippling, it's just very time consuming. It can drive you crazy if you're not careful. And to save your sanity, I'm a cheat. Ta-da! Actually turned out really nice. Now I popped out my green marker, gonna add some fun details to the flowers. Some nice leaves, some vines. And my brain has decided this one gets little leaves, which looks nice. The top one is going to be prints, which is most realistic, and the other one is stickers, which is also a realistic goal for this year. I just got to figure out what to make for them. Now back at the bottom, we're adding some sort of sunflowers down here. Decided to give them big leaves, just like sunflower. And the wisteria is getting its little leaves. Now that it has that, they're ready to have their titles put on too. These are the two more unrealistic ones, cloth and plastic. Cloth, maybe a shirt down a couple years from now. Plastic, that's like keychains and little necklaces or doodads, which should be fun to do. I have a few ideas, but I'm not at that state to create. I will be sticking with prints and stickers to start. I figure that's the best idea, to learn from the practice how it works online, how the customer service works, getting it set up, all the little details that go with that. I left that page blank for any ideas I can put down. Now we have the good old generic yearly spread of the calendar. This looks pretty good because you can see how the months are lined out, and you can plop down your most important dates there, just as a fun little reminder. I don't expect a whole lot of going on right now, so I'm probably going to be just putting down birthdays, really. And of course, you know, I love rainbows, so I did more rainbows. I cannot be stopped. And I cut off the top again because me good camera user. Okay, and here I am skipping ahead because I'm a cheater. And that's much better. And all that is breaking my hands. Next page. Now we have the yearly monthly subscription page. Of course, maybe I put some art there eventually. Now here, this is pretty handy to keep track of yearly subscriptions, monthly subscriptions. That way you can just see what's coming out. And if you write down the yearly, you know when the date's set for it's going to be sucking that big chunk out. My brain has decided to do little stone paths down the side. And the bottom is going to be some random tree. I love the trees with the big wild vines that go everywhere, so I decided to give that one some nice roots. And for some reason, my brain's like, let's do more stippling, so ta-da, I cheated. And I'm making some petals fall. If you can't tell by now, this is all unscripted, so have fun with my brain. I couldn't really figure out how I would script something like this, but it's much easier for me to get my thoughts in order, more concise, and read them out much clearer than when I'm just on the spot, just kind of rambling into a microphone. But it's more authentic to me in a bit, especially with like a fun little book like this. I added some moss to the road, and now I was like, moss? Well, I'll just add some mushrooms. It's a nice little pop of color. And then I'm just kind of bringing out the little titles and labels on the page. Next page. And the good old monthly title for January. I think this is where people start their themes for the month, and then they go from there. January was very cold and cloudy and windy for very northern California. So I figured, why not do wintry themed? We didn't get any snow, but it would have been real nice. I added it anyways because, you know, I'm a rebel. Maybe I can summon some snow for February. And that will be the cold winds of winter. Next page. And then we have the generic calendar. Now, I was thinking about how I could theme this one, and, well, it's been extremely rainy for this particular January. So much rain, we've gotten double the rainfall in the comparing to the past 2 years. That's a lot of rain. Because right now it barely rains here at all. We get the shortest green springs you'd ever see, and then it turns yellow and brown. So, as someone who grew up in a very rainy area, Arkansas, I was very happy to see a very wet month. There's something about those sleepy, rainy days where it's super quiet and you can smell and hear the rain. It's very relaxing. Now, I messed up on the lines on here, but after the first one, I'm like, that actually looks pretty nice. So I went with the crossed over lines and the double lines over, and it gives a nice organic look, handwritten. I'm a pretty stubborn person, so I intentionally didn't try to scrounge up a ruler. I'm pretty stubborn to the point of making things take longer for no reason, but you know, live and learn. For some reason, I thought some wild bordering tree would be interesting, and even have it snaking through the calendar. And I give it little buds like it's trying to start early, which happens a lot in up here in the north of California. We'll get this section of warmth, and then all the plants think, oh, it's time for spring, and then we'll get this random cold front, and it kills all the buds, and then we get nothing. It's fantastic. And I also put the goals up on my calendar so I can monitor my growth. As I'm recording this voiceover, I'm doing pretty good. My numbers have doubled. I know it's not special for a lot of people, but that's awesome for me. So all of you who watch my videos and enjoy my content, thank you. So lets me know I'm going in the right direction somehow. And boy, I'm gonna have to say this one has been a task and a half to create. Trying to figure out what parts do I speed up, what part do I cut out. No one's gonna sit here for that long, so you have to squish and chop and speed it up. And of course, I themed my little calendar after the month I had, which is rainy. And I plan to have little sections after the weeks where I can like jot down memories or thoughts. I have a pretty bad memory, so if I can write it down, it's just something I can save for later to remember. I have to-dos. If I can remember write down what to do that month, I figure that will become more important as I actually have critical tasks to do, like getting out a sticker design or future sponsorship, as things start rolling forward. Right now, it's just pretty quiet. I'm just chugging along. Now onto the very important health, habit tracker, mood tracker. If I was ever a Tamagotchi or a plant, I would be withered and dead. Because I forget to eat, I forget to drink. It don't look like it, but I do. I figure if I can record this down and compare, maybe I might have correlation, like why do I feel like crap? Well, looks like I forgot to drink again today. I haven't had sunlight in weeks. That might be why I'm tired. Now, vitamin D deficiency is no joke. It will mess you up. I found out the hard way. And vitamins, even if you take all your vitamins and eat the vitamin D rich fish, it won't catch you up. Yeah, it definitely will keep you from being in a bad state, but it won't. It's not the same as true sunlight. And I kind of jumped over coloring the mood board tracker thing because I don't know what I thought with the color combination there. This looks like I vomited out something bad over there. But my brain was like, yeah, we'll start with yellow for happy and go towards that. So on my habit tracker, I want to see if I drink enough water, get enough sleep. Do I eat 3 meals a day? Am I taking my vitamins? Am I getting sunlight? Am I trying to at least, get some chores done that day? Did I eat sweets? Did I have dairy? And I say dairy because my body has decided it hates dairy all of a sudden at 35. So, surprise! I wanted to block it off so I can just fill them in as I go. I started with red and green. Green if I did it right, red if I missed it or did it wrong. But it's looking like a Christmas nightmare over there right now. And I filled the page with some little circles. And now I'm over to the business expense. I don't expect a lot on this page. I left the income small because I haven't really started any income streams at the moment. I don't have enough traction or audience really. So that's just a little baby box. Same thing for affiliate. Now supplies, I do expect that to have some in it, as I need to constantly keep trying to use my budget to improve my equipment and try new things. Eventually I will get QuickBooks and be able to take care of my taxes that way with my business. And now we're all done. If you're still hanging out or you jumped to this part, hello, and to others, thank you for staying. We're going to be doing art on the left. We have the nice spread here with the cute little flowers. I would like to use them again. We're going to skip over that weird page. We have the rainbow keys, nice little grid guide, my 2022 reflections, my 2023 goals with quarter 1, 2, 3, 4, my brain dump if I ever need it, shop ideas. I think this is probably my favorite page. Pretty little flower design. If I ever need it on the right, I can put down my ideas. We have the nice generic calendar spread to put anything of importance on there. My yearly monthly subscriptions to keep track of everything I'm pulling out for the month for my business. Frosty January. And the rainy January calendar. My growth, my to-do, my planner. Habit and health tracker, mood tracker, and my business expenses. Right, that's my entire bullet journal. Thank you so much for letting me ramble nonstop and coherently. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Bye.